Bueno, sí.
Hello everybody, this is Gamalier, broker Realtor with Sturgis Realty Group.
And I'm Alan Rios. I'm the Realtor with Sturgis Realty Group right here in Metro Atlanta. Thank you for joining us today.
And Alan, today we're going to talk about a specific topic, and we choose this topic because we get a lot of questions. People asking us, hey, I want to get my real estate license. What do I need to do? What are the requirements? What are the costs? So we're going to talk about all that in this video.
Yeah, so how to get your Georgia real estate license is how we're going to phrase this question for today in this video. And as Gamalier mentioned, we've got people out there who've been thinking about maybe going into real estate, maybe have a career right now and you're thinking about changing careers, or you might have just gotten out of school and now want to get into the real estate career. We're going to break that down for you in this video.
Yeah, and a lot of people get into real estate because of flexibility, right?
Yeah.
Is you get to work, pick some of the hours, you're your own boss. So there's a lot of things. And also another factor is the very low cost to get into real estate.
Exactly. When you think about other careers that you go into, you have to go through college, you know, and all the exams you have to take. You do have to take exams in here, but as Gamalier mentioned, the cost is definitely worth it when you think about the real estate career.
Yeah, and this is a career you could actually do full-time career, or you could do on a part-time basis, or you could keep your job and do, you know, create an additional income source also.
Yeah, a lot of different options. So let's break it down for you. What are the qualifications needed to become a real estate agent?
Very important. Number one is age. You have to be a minimum of 18 years or older.
Hey, that's not bad. So as we mentioned, I mean, that's real young, right?
Yes, it is.
So you can come right out of high school and begin your career, right, for the next 50 years or so. Or, you know, you could be later in life and join real estate. So you have a lot of different options, but as we mentioned here, minimum age is 18 years or older.
Yes, another requirement, obviously, is schooling. You need to have at least a high school diploma or a GED.
Yes, so you could go to college if you like. You know, you had that option, but these are minimum requirements, qualifications needed to become a real estate agent. So as he mentioned, a high school diploma or GED, you know, can get you in started, but if you feel like you want to go and take maybe some business courses in college, go ahead, but you do have that option.
Yes, and another important factor that you need to have also, that what they will do is require fingerprinting and a background check also.
Yeah, so that's going to cost you about $51.50 to get fingerprinted and that background check. Now, if there is a criminal background, in your background, if there was something that you had committed, maybe a minor offense or whatever, you can actually explain that to the Georgia Real Estate Commission Board by a background clearance application. So you want to be very open because they will dig and will find anything in your past.
And obviously, it's very, like you mentioned, it's very important to be honest, because if you're on the front and they already know, they're going to look at it different than if you don't say anything, then they find it. The other important factor pretty much right now that we're going to move into the schooling part and the pre-license, what we call the hours that you're required to study in order to sit for the exam. And this is 75 hours that you need to have with an approved real estate commission school. So we're going to put under the description a link that will show you what are the approval schools around Georgia, so you could have the opportunity, and some of the schools that we also suggest for you also.
Yeah, and you have quite a few options here. You can take the coursework online, which I did, or you could take it in person, which Gamalier did.
Yes.
So you have the options depending on what your schedule is like, flexibility, and there's also a cost differential as well.
Yeah, and you know, the cost could varies there. It could be as low as $225 all the way to $850. This depends on, obviously, if you do it online, it's a little bit more affordable versus if you do it in person. But nowadays, they have a lot of different packages also where you can actually do it with the instructor online directly. And they also have classes to get you prepared, and also offer books also. So depending on the package that you choose, is the cost is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. So an online course, for example, as he mentioned, there's multiple different packages starting in the low 200s. If you're going to take it in class, you know, you're going to be looking at anywhere up to $800, $850. But just to think that you can get into a career like this under $1,000 is pretty amazing.
Yes, and obviously there's the pre-license exam, which some people call it the school test.
Yep.
And it's very important because you have to pass this exam before you're able to sit down to take the national and states exam. So this particular school test, what people call it at a time, you actually have to pass it and you get up to 2 tries. If you don't pass it the second try, then you have to retake the class again.
Yeah, and it doesn't make a difference if you took the 75 hours coursework online or in a classroom in person. This test has to be taken in person and it will be proctored. So just to let you know about that.
Yeah, so that's very important test also you have to pass. Then you get to sit down to take the main state and national test, which is a multiple choice exam, which is have 152 questions. 100 of those questions as national question, 52 as state questions.
Yeah, and this is a multiple choice exam and it's the real estate salesperson exam. So this is very important here. This is the next step to get your license. And basically what you need to do is take this at a PSI test center and you need to get at least a 72% or more to pass. Now, once you take your exam, you have up to 4 hours to take the exam. They will let you know immediately. Yes. Once you leave the classroom where you took the test to the test center front office, they'll tell you if you pass or fail, but they won't tell you your grade. They'll just say pass or fail.
And one important factor also I want to mention, because it's very important, it's going to save you some money, is once you pass the school exam, you have up to 3 months, 90 days to take the test. If you don't take it within those 90 days, if you take it within those 90 days, it will only cost you $121. Now, if you take it after 90 days, the main exam will cost you $340. So and if you wait more than a year, you will have to retake the class again.
Yeah, man, time is money. So you want to make sure you have everything scheduled properly as you progress through these real estate courses over time. Now, after you pass your exam, congratulations, right? You're going to apply now for your Georgia real estate license. So just passing that exam doesn't get you the license. You actually have to apply for the Georgia real estate license.
Correct. And
that's going to cost you $170. And you have up to 12 months since your last exam to apply for that license.
And an important factor when you're doing that, you're also going to have to get a sponsor broker.
Yep.
In real estate, anything that you do is going to be under your broker license. And a lot of people don't realize that if you don't get sponsor broker at that point, then you're going to it's going to take you more time. So you want to make sure during the time that you're actually taking your classes and doing all that, you want to start talking to some of the brokers and try to get already get an idea who you want to be your sponsor also.
Yeah, so when you apply for this license, which I mentioned is $170, they'll issue you an active license, and that's if you have that broker statement that's sponsored for you, then they'll give you an active license. If you don't have a broker sponsoring you and you haven't chosen the brokerage you want to work with yet, they're going to provide you an inactive license.
Which will allow for you to do?
Nothing.
Yes.
You can't sell, you can't buy properties, and you can't have any clients. You'd be breaking the law. So
so you want to make sure that obviously you get your broker sponsor. Is very important. But another important factor is choosing the right broker. When you're choosing the right broker who's going to sponsor you, you want to make sure it's somebody obviously with experience, someone that can answer your questions, someone that has a good program, mentorship program, someone that could prepare you with a good marketing plan, business plan. And obviously, this is a career that you're going to continue to learn and grow.
Yeah.
And, we have a lot of classes that they're offered during the year. You're always learning. But it's important to have that person there they could answer your question, especially at the beginning when you're working through your transactions.
Yeah, if you have like no sales background or no business background, just taking this test won't prep you for the real estate career. So as Gamalier mentioned, finding that brokerage that you feel comfortable with, that will actually mentor you, teach you, kind of guide you along is really, really important when you start your real estate career.
And also to conclude also, when I talk about normally in the average, it takes normally 2 to 6 months on average, but some people obviously could do a little faster. Some of them need a little more time to get their license. So like I mentioned, this is a career that is The entrance barriers is very low as far as cost and time also.
All right, so if you have any questions about getting your real estate license, please reach out to us. Leave any questions or comments below this video. We'll gladly answer them and also provide you those links to get your education in real estate below this video as well.
And please, if you're watching this video, you like, click the like, but also what I want you to do,
too.
And subscribe. But what I want you to do is once you pass your exam, let us know that you passed it, because we like to celebrate. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're going to be a realtor in another state, we can also refer business that way. We have clients all the time. They move all through Georgia into different states. So we like to hear from you.
All right. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bueno, sí.